Polynesian Bowl, an Oregon commit, four-star running back, one of the guys back to receive for Team Mackay, as well as Decorian Moore. You touched on it in the open, Steve. This guy can flat out fly.
Yeah, he's the highest rated five-star prospect going to Oregon. There's 6 players from Oregon at this game, and this is the guy so many of us want to see.
And it is booted into the end zone, so a touchback here as Team Mackay's offense will be first on the field. The quarterback for Team Mackay is Hassan Longstreet, 5-star USC enrollee, actually flipped from Texas A&M, decommitted from the Aggies back in November. And a guy who has absolutely impressed everyone who has been at practice throughout the week, and a really wonderful guy to talk to as well.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it. You know, he knows he's a big-time player, but at the same time, Gary Kubiak was telling me the leadership he's shown with all of these guys he's trying to gel with has probably been one of the things that stuck out most to him.
So Polynesian Bowl will be the lone running back in the backfield. And the first play is a pass, and it is a completion to the far side, and it is right on cue. Decorian Moore, the 5'11", 180-pounder from Duncanville High School in the state of Texas. Let's take a look at the rest of the starting lineups for Team Mackay. We've talked about Moore. You also have Donovan Olubade, Kelshawn Johnson, and Deshaun Brame, the tight ends for Team Mackay. Definitely guys to keep an eye on. On the offensive line, Michael Fasusi, one of the 5 stars here in the game. 6'5", close to 300 pounds from Louisville High School in Texas. He's heading to Oklahoma. Second and 1 here. Short drop for Longstreet, goes to the far side, and it is Decorian Moore already getting a healthy workload here on this opening possession.
And Kanoa, you were talking about the offensive linemen as you're going through the starting lineups. The protection already is something that stands out against these stud defensive linemen.
Yes, to that point, Steve, just so everybody understands, there are no blitzing today. There's no stunts, no games. The defense is going to run primarily cover 3 all game long. So understand that the offense knows how to attack those coverages. So just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, base 4-3 on defense is the requirement. On offense, 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. They can go trips to one side, but everything for the most part pretty straightforward, as is this run by Polynesian Bowl out of Texas High School. We mentioned headed to Oregon, around 3,500 total yards over the last 2 years.
Big Iose Epinesa on that play, guys. Just continuing to be a big player in the middle of that defense, especially on that defensive line. Yeah, great friend for a linebacker.
Epinesa and Max Fanoy Moana, the 2 guys on the tackle there. Jose Epinesa, an incredible story. His parents who were in town, Epi and Stephanie, saying he is a lot like AJ. AJ was the inaugural Polynesian Bowl defensive MVP. On the run, completion to Deshaun Brame. Well, we warned you about these tight ends for Team Mackay, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee bound. Watch the reach on this. If you watch the replay of it, watch him reach out at the last minute. Not hands yet, show hands. Gets the ball, picks it up. That might have been intended for Moore, actually. But he went there, snagged it. Nice run after catch. Like you said, we've heard a lot about the tight ends this week and how much they may be involved today.
So ball at the 35-yard line of Team Mauka. And out of the gun, Longstreet. Going to look to run himself, eludes the first would-be tackler, and then is taken down by Matai Tangua'i. Another USC signee, one of several in the game of Samoan ancestry, 6'4", 190-pound linebacker from San Clemente High School in California.
What a great play. I mean, that is such a hard play to make. When a quarterback scrambles up the middle, you see it a lot in the NFL with Jalen Hurts and him going through the A-gap, which is between the center and the guard, and him being able to break down and make that open field tackle. What a great play by him.
Good look there on the sideline. Gary Kubiak next to Sterling Carvalho, who is the head coach for the esteemed Kahuku High School football program. And there you see a mosh pit there as the ball is taken to the 30-yard line by Mana Tuioti. That was headed to Boise State.
This is a really tough run right here. Great blocking up front, but look at how he's patient, and then he drops the shoulder, delivers a blow. That's how you finish the run, man.
That's how you finish the run. And if you know anything about Gary Kubiak, you know he's going to run the ball, and then what, guys? Play action. We already saw that with the tight end a couple plays ago.
Oh, and we were watching through practice. Gary Kubiak, despite this being an all-star game, he is coaching these guys up throughout the week.
He was coaching hard.
Up to you. You have leverage, you have leverage, you have leverage.
Some time here for Longstreet. Goes to the far side. Donovan Olubade on the catch out of IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Justice Fitzpatrick was there defensively. Yes, he is the brother of Minka, former Alabama standout and 4-time Pro Bowler with the Steelers.
And one thing about Justice Fitzpatrick, he's only a junior, and there are nearly 24 juniors playing in this game. This is their one shot to play in this game. But again, a lot of these guys are undeclared. This is a big showcase for them.
Yeah, first year that class of 2026 players, juniors allowed to play. Part of that is with the expansion of the college football playoff running further into the next calendar year. And also a lot of early enrollees, which sometimes can get in the way. That is a completion at the first down marker to Olubade, and he's able to turn upfield, and that will move the chains once more.
That left side seems to be Longstreet's favorite side that he's throwing the ball to. So if I am Fitzpatrick or whoever is on the left side of that offense, I'm looking at that flat or that little crow area. He's hit it about 4 times in this drive to Canoa.
If you are wondering, you mentioned, Steve, juniors participating. No, they are not allowed to come back next year. It's just the one time, whether you want to do it as a junior or as a senior. And I imagine if you get the invite regardless of the year, you're accepting, right?
That's for sure.
Longstreet rolling on the boot, throws to the back of the end zone, and there is DeCorian Moore for the touchdown reception. And Team Mackay strikes first.
I mean, you saw the rollout because of the fact that Longstreet is a threat to run. Okay, watch him here. Watch how the linebackers freeze. Manti, you know all about this. Got him in conflict. That allowed Moore to get behind him. And then they can go do a survey in the end zone.
That is what's so hard about playing a Kubiak-led offense. They're going to run the ball, and that's the only time they've thrown it to the right side of the field is off of a play action. So look for those passes to the left and those play action passes across the middle or to the flat to those tight ends to the right.
Trey Butkowski from Lake Nona High School in Orlando, Florida, headed to Pittsburgh. He is on for the point after. The holder is the punter Lennox Miller, a UCLA commit. The kick is up, and it is good. How about Hassan Longstreet living up to the billing, 6 for 6 on that opening drive for 107 for a touchdown. The 2025 Polynesian Bowl, 8th playing of this incredible event. The overview, 93 total players. You got 49 blue chippers. You also have 19 juniors in the game, 18 states represented, and 35 colleges represented as well. It can definitely be argued that this is yet again the most talented and loaded field of players that we have seen in the history of this Polynesian Bowl.
It just goes to show the brand, right, of the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. The brand is continuing to grow. Shout out to Ma'atanu Vasa and Jesse Sapolu for leading this movement. It's so beautiful to see the culture displayed on TV this way.
And Manti, we know young people, word of mouth does a lot, right? And when they come, you see Travis Hunter is back here, right? These guys go back and say what a great experience it was coming over to Hawaii, playing with this game, making friends for life. That trickles down to coaches and everybody else, and they just want to be a part of this.
Butkowski kicking it away. Mana Carvalho and Titan Lackadin, a couple of Hawaii products there to receive, and it is Carvalho out of Kahuku High School who makes the fair catch. Jaren Keave Sangupolutele out of Campbell High School in Eva Beach, not too far from where we're at. He is a Cal enrollee, but he made some news when on signing day he flipped to Oregon, and after enrolling at Oregon decided to almost immediately enter the transfer portal, and back to his original commitment he goes.
And part of that is because at Cal he can probably play a little bit sooner. People are going to have a fun time watching him throw the ball. It's going to remind you of Michael Penix. He's a lefty, like another NFL quarterback from Eva Beach. Look at that throw!
On the money. Aaron Gregory on the catch, and just like that, Team Mauka in Team Mackay territory.
Coach Caldwell told us before the game that they're going to attack those seams. On the first play of the game, you're watching Sangupolutele hit the seam to one of his key players, number 4 in red, Aaron Gregory. Look for that connection to go throughout the entire game.
And the protection again on that right side of the offensive line. He had all day to throw that ball.
Gregory out of Douglas County High School in Georgia, committed to Texas A&M back in October. four-star and number 4 wide receiver in the nation. This is going to be a running play to Silas Alaimalo. He is a 5'9" ball carrier out of Damien Memorial High School, down the street from Kamehameha School's Kapalama, a hard commit to Air Force.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of that at Air Force as well. I mean, we know the type of offenses they run. But again, look at the play of this offensive line. You see some of the players on here. David Sanders, a left tackle, number 70 out of Charlotte, Tennessee. He is a specimen. Jim Caldwell was like NFL body, but he's still a pup. He's somebody to watch, left tackle.
Yeah, the number 1 offensive tackle in the country, and that is another absolute strike to Baron Naone, 6'3", 230-pound tight end out of West Lynn High School in Oregon, has signed with Washington of Hawaiian descent, and my goodness, Team Malco responding.
Do you just see how easy that ball comes out of his hands? You see Patrick Mahomes throw the ball that way. Aaron Rodgers throws that way. Just the way that it spins out of their hands. Jaron Sangapolutele has shown in this drive alone how special his arm is.
And that lefty, Michael Penix, man. I mean, he's got that Michael Penix's flip, the way he rips it.
Going to swing it out to the far side, and that is Winston Watkins, and he crosses the goal line and heads to the holly.
Wow.
Little TD celebration dance there as the Ole Miss signee and the cousin of Sammy Watkins, the 4th pick overall in 2014 by the Bills out of Clemson, won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Well, he's keeping that lineage going. He strikes pay dirt.
Cano, we've done this game for a couple years. Have we had scores on opening drives like this? I mean, this is big play city out here. This is why you come to an all-star game to see the all-stars shine like they're shining right now.
And Dylan Freeberry is on for the point after. The punter, Luke Ryerse, is the holder. And the kick is up. And it is good. You're right, Steve. These teams, at least on offense, have shown up. And they have decided to put on the showcase that we expected. 7-7 early in the first. One of the esteemed alums of the Polynesian Bowl on the left there, defensive MVP in 2022, Travis Hunter. Of course, he was holding another piece of hardware just a couple of months ago, and that was as the Heisman Trophy winner, and he is down on the field with our Mark Carpenter. Mark.
Cano, thank you very much. Yeah, that speaks to the star power of this game right here. Standing by with Travis Hunter, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. You were MVP of this game just a couple of years ago. You are locked in, watching every single play. You're at every practice this week. What kind of memories does this game bring back for you?
Me just being a little kid, you know, going out here and playing and working hard every day, you know. The guys here know I'll put in the work, you know, to be the best, and that just goes to show what I could do when I'm just locked in.
Mm-hmm. You've been locked in all year, looking back at your Heisman season, just, you know, captivated by your great speech at the ceremony. How would you describe what this entire journey has been like for you?
It's been surreal, you know. I'm the first in my family, you know, to go through all this, so me seeing it is just like a deer headlights, you know. I'm so excited to see what's next for myself.
And you got some big things ahead. Travis, thank you very much. Cano, send it back to you in the booth.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate it. Great to see Travis Hunter. And, guys, what does it say about this game and the experience that some of these guys who are being exposed to the Polynesian culture for the first time in their lives in many instances, deciding to come back and stay associated with the game?
That's what's so beautiful about the culture, right, guys? It's an inclusive culture. It's a culture where we're the first to give our shirts off our back for you. And so beautiful for us to showcase that on a national stage and have guys like this as ambassadors of the culture.
Dylan Freeberry with the ensuing kick. The Corian Moore there on the reception. Manti, you're the defensive representative here in the booth right now. Where's the D here in this first quarter so far?
Well, again, they can only run cover 3, right, guys? So there's little limitations there on the defensive side. So what can they do to help themselves? Those linebackers on the second level need to get some reroute. They need to get these receivers on different levels to help those safeties out down deep. So if they can do that, I expect a little bit more stops in this drive.
You know, he went straight to the linebackers on that, Kanoa. Let's see if they can do something here.
That's right. Very on brand as that pass is swung out to Moore for another completion, but a good ankle tackle made that time by Aiden Manutai, the Honolulu Star Advertiser Defensive Player of the Year and 3-time first-team All-Stater out of Kahuku High School.
You know, my uncle Luis Santiago, we call him Uncle Kella. He coached out there for 40+ years. He talks about this kid, and he said he is so special. He's physical, and he comes down the hill, and we saw it on that play there.
Yeah, we'll be playing at Cal as well alongside Jaren Keave Sangapolutele. LeBron Williams, D lineman on the Mackay side, also heading to Cal. Tredarian Ball is the running back, and now a little bit of pressure around the QB Longstreet, and he's able to check down 2 Ball and at least get some positive yardage.
And that looked like Epinesa coming hard with a hit the edge, hit the bend, almost got to him. Saw Longstreet step up, but wow, he was shot out of a cannon right here. Let's watch this, Manti.
Using his hands. Look at the speed. Look at the teamwork between the D linemen. That's what you want to do. It's all about working together as a team to get some pressure on this quarterback who has success in the first drive.
And that was actually Jay Cruel out of IMG, a junior, who put the pressure on right there. That right defensive end, number 30 for Team Mauka.
3:41 left to play here in the first quarter. Each team has scored on its opening possession. Hassan Longstreet, 8 for 8 for 76 yards and a touchdown here to start. And he stays perfect with the completion to Travis Smith Jr., the 6'3", 200-pounder from Westlake High School in Atlanta, Georgia. He's headed to Tennessee. Here's another look at Hassan Longstreet from Centennial High School in California. Signed with USC. See what he did in the 2024 season, and just steady. He had been consistent throughout not just the season, dealt with a little bit of injury, but this week has just been on some kind of run.
And Manti, when you look at him with the eye test, he's built kind of like CJ Stroud. He carries himself a little bit like CJ Stroud. So again, we're not saying he's CJ Stroud, but that's kind of the first initial eye test comp you relate to him.
And he can do this, extending plays, and decides to throw it out of play. And how about the one-handed catch in the bench area there made by the 5-star and top offensive tackle in the nation, David Sanders Jr.
We got a little bit of holding that wasn't called on that, guys. I'm going to step up for my defensive guys. A little bit of holding. We got to get that, but guys got to get off blocks and get this play. But watch this play on that.
I mean, come on. He's also a stud shot putter as well. I mean, he kind of took that in the opposite way, but he knows how to go out and get something with one hand.
He made 24/7 Sports freak list, as they call it, and I think we saw some of that freakiness on display right there.
If I'm the defense, I'm watching number 1 up top. And now he's going to motion in. Wherever he goes, the ball always seems to go that way.
Well, that was the first incompletion for Longstreet. Second down with some time, and that's now back-to-back incompletions.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hit his tight end, Deshaun Brame, right there. A little miscommunication coming off the dual hash marks. Okay, and I was asking Jim Caldwell, okay, how are you spotting the ball? What hash marks are you using? He said basically they're using the goalpost. Each arm of the goalpost, as you see where the ball is spotted, those are basically going to serve as hash marks. So all of that tread you see on the field, those dotted white lines, don't worry about them. They're not going to matter today.
Yeah. Well, they've added to the decor here of this stadium this brilliant, vibrant video screen across the way. We'll get you a shot of that in a little bit. Play action here, and now Longstreet going to take off, and a good tackle there made by Epi Sitanile of Samoan and Tongan ancestry, 6'5", 215-pounder out of St. John Bosco. He's going to be playing for Ohio State.
How do you like that, Manti? Ohio State.
I like that player. I don't know about the school because on Monday, you already know what happens on Monday. The Northern Fighting Irish are set to win the national championship, I hope. We shall see, guys.
That was not a hard commit, was it?
Sitanile, a pure pass rusher, but there you see in run defense, able to make that stop. 4-star and number 9 recruit in the state of California.
Also a rugby player, and a lot of coaches like rugby players and wrestlers because of the balance they have.
So 4th and 8, and they're going for it here. Longstreet has a man wide open. It is Brame, makes the catch, and into the red zone he goes.
Wow. Hey, Manti, we talked about your linebackers. Atu Uia got caught peeping in the backfield. Watch this. He gets his eyes on the quarterback. Outside linebacker, he passes, or he thinks he has safety help. And that's why he got wide open right there in the middle of the
This
field.
is something that the young players have to understand, is situational awareness. There is 3rd and 10, 4th and 10, whatever it is. You have to understand what they're trying to do. How is the offense trying to attack me? Where do they have to go? So understand that that ball has to go beyond 10 yards, so play accordingly. So that's why he's a young player from Koku. He'll start to learn those things, little nuances to the game.
Longstreet, he's going to throw to the sideline there, and a little bit of carnage as Kelshawn Johnson was over there. And Mana Carvalho was the defensive presence.
Wow, had a collision with a photographer right there. Hope she's okay. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Right between them. So he had the 48 inside and Matai right outside, and right in between.
Okay.
And they're going to be
Yes.
checking on,
Yeah, she's being tended to over there.
trying to get the shot. Unfortunately, sometimes it can get a little too close for comfort. Here is Longstreet, and a lot of traffic in the area, and nearly picked off. There was a defensive play as Aiden Manutai almost came away with the INT.
Didn't we just talk about this guy? Didn't we just talk about how good this player is? And we're seeing it in this drive alone. He almost had an interception. Look for him to start to dial it in, boys. Look for him to start to dial it in on this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends this game with a big play.
Well, Matt, they heard Jim Caldwell earlier, though, talking about getting used to working with one another. It seems like they misunderstood the depth of that route right there, too. It was a little bit behind him. Seemed like maybe he thought the receiver was going to go a little bit more vertical instead of breaking it in right there.
So $1:02 left to play here in this opening quarter. Longstreet again looking to throw, goes to the corner of the end zone, and there is Brame. Out of Derby High School in Kansas, 6'6", 235, and putting on a tight end exhibition right now.
Yeah, Jim Caldwell and Gary Kubiak told us these are some of the things that we're going to see because of the cover 3, the single high safety. Maybe look for these tight ends to get upfield, climb to the corner, but he's wide open right here. Manti, he just talked about understanding the situation. He's running free. I don't care what kind of coverage you're playing.
What a play call. They had a receiver in the flat right in front of it, so it drew that corner in. We called it, we fished him. You know, you put a bait in front of him, and it caused his eyes to attract that way and allow that deep 7 route, which you like to call it, or corner route, to hit behind him.
Gary Kubiak's pounding his chest right now. You see him? He was coaching so hard this week. He is so happy.
Well, 2 touchdown tosses for Hassan Longstreet. Brame, 72 yards receiving in a tud. 14-7 Mackay. .56 seconds left in the first quarter here, 2025 Polynesian Bowl. Mackay on top of Malka 14-7, and one of the quarterbacks participating in this year's game, Madden Yamaleava out of Long Beach Poly, a 4-star Arkansas signee, flipped from UCLA, did not play in the 2024 season due to eligibility issues after the transfer, but that name is familiar because his brother Nico, suiting up for Tennessee, he was able to take the Vols to the college football playoff this year, and he is down on the field.
Yeah, that's right. We're joined right here by actually a former Polynesian Bowl MVP. Of course, his younger brother Madden playing in the game. Nico Maliava joining us right now. Welcome back, man. What's it like time happens quick. I remember we interviewed you when you were the MVP of this game, to now be back here and watching your younger brother about to head in.
Yeah, man, time goes by too fast, man. It's good to be back here. It spins full circle. So, yeah, man, I'm happy to be here and support my brother and, you know, the Polynesian culture for sure.
Absolutely. I do want to show you as well. We were going to get Madden. He's actually warming up right over here, just off camera. He's getting set to go in for Team Mackay here in a bit. What type of conversations, advice have you shared with Madden as he gets ready to head to the next level?
Yeah, man, really just to enjoy this last high school game, man. You know, the relationships you build here playing in this game, I think are, you know, lifetime memories. And, yeah, really just to enjoy this experience and cherish these moments out here in Hawaii. You know, he's in a beautiful place, and, yeah, man, go out there and have fun.
Absolutely. Not a bad way to wrap up the career here in paradise, right?
Not bad at all, man. You out here in beautiful Hawaii.
Nico, thank you so much for the time. Fellas, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kainoa. Yeah, another alum hanging out here, of course, watching his younger brother carrying on the family business, so to speak. Titan Lackadin and Mana Carvalho, the 2 guys deep, but it's actually one of the up men who hauls it in, Jasper Parker. And so Team Mauka's offense going to come back out onto the field. Every possession so far has resulted in a touchdown. Can Team Mauka keep pace here and find the end zone on this drive?
Creative offense here, Manti.
And so a new quarterback here for Team Mauka. It is George McIntyre, and well-timed here because he is a Tennessee signee and a 4-star first-team All-Stater out of the state of Tennessee at Brentwood Academy, and he completes it to Tristan Keys, another one of the 5 stars here in the game.
And he's a
we
junior.
have a penalty flag.
Yeah, he's a junior. We'll see what this flag is. We'll talk a little bit more about Keys after we get the call.
Frank Villar is the white hat. He's the head referee out of the Big Ten. And it was a penalty against Deuce Geralds, another class of 26 guy. But yeah, Tristan Keys, Steve, he's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he might be the highest, most decorated guy in this game. We talked about DeCorian Moore, but Keys, a 5-star player, a junior, uncommitted right now. And I talked to him this week, and he said, hey, these older guys think they got something on me, but I've been out here playing with him. He does not lack confidence whatsoever.
Actually missed a portion of Monday's practice due to cleat issues. Everyone learned that he has 1 foot larger than the other, so they had to find him an appropriate set of cleats to match each foot size, as Aaron Gregory, another junior, making the catch there. Gets de-helmeted. Alex Graham, the cornerback there in the area, 4-star and number 5 recruit out of Detroit, Michigan, and Cass Technical School, headed to USC.
If I'm this corner, right? If I'm those corners outside, obviously there's a little hole in the flat in cover 3. I'm going to tempo this receiver a little bit. I'm just going to start to tempo him. I'm not going to bail so early.
Final seconds ticking off the clock here in quarter number 1. It's been an entertaining opening quarter here in the 2025 Polynesian Bowl. Team Mackay up 14-7 on a beautiful night in Honolulu, Hawaii. Welcome back, 2025 Polynesian Bowl here in Honolulu, Hawaii. We are getting a little further into the evening hours. Kanoa Leahy along with Steve Weich and the Polynesian Football Hall of Famer Manti Te'o. We have Kainoa Carlson and Mark Carpenter down on the field. Quarter number 2 about to get underway, and a new quarterback out there for Team Mauka, George McIntyre. These two teams have been looking to throw the football here early and often in this game. McIntyre doing the same and completes it on the run to Titan Lackadin. Do not underestimate this guy because of his diminutive stature. He led his high school, St. Louis School in Honolulu, Hawaii, to the Open Division State Championship by running for over 150 yards and 2 TDs against Kahuku.
Let me tell you, Steve, watch this kid. He reminds me a lot of our colleague, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Okay.
Very, his center of gravity is so low, but he has elite contact balance. Just watch this kid today. I hope he gets some chances to run the ball.
Yeah, staying at home, for playing for the Warriors at University of Hawaii as well. My son is an alum of UH. I was going to tout that.
That's pretty cool.
Gotta like that.
Lackadin listed at 5'8". That could be a little bit charitable as Aaron Gregory hauls in the pass there. Alex Graham making the defensive play.
I tell you, Gregory's having a heck of a game. He's several catches, steady. Hadn't really had too much of a chance to get the run after catch, but man, showing some very good hands.
To the same high school, Douglas County in Georgia, as former Navy quarterback Ricky Dobbs, who set the single-season NCAA rushing touchdown record in '09.
To the running back in there right now, Jasper Parker, number 0, Michigan signing. He is a very impressive looking specimen, had a real good week of practice. We'll see if he gets his hands on the ball soon.
Another throw and another open man behind the defense. This is one of the class of 26 guys in the game. Brock Harris, 6'6", 240-pounder from Pineview High School in St. George, Utah. He is uncommitted, but the number 3 tight end in his class.
You see how he just runs unscathed through the defense? That is what happens as a defense when we don't get hands on receivers, when you don't slow them down. And then the corner has to bail to the deep third. It's just Defensively, I know we're running cover 3 all day long, but there's just different ways we could get physical with receivers and offensive players to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if at some point in this game, either side gets the message that these tight ends are killing the defense.
Yeah. I can sense a little bit of the frustration there in Manti's voice here. 22-yard connection there. And that one is swung out to the far side. What a move, Aaron Gregory.
Wow.
As he dove for the pylon. Penalty flag down.
For 7 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And it's going to be a hold against Winston Watkins. And really the only thing that has slowed any offense down is a couple of these penalties.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic catch and run, but Watkins, of course, sealed the defender. The arms are outside to protect the plate. But look at the spin move, stiff arm spin move. Finish with power. All for 9.
I'll say I like that, though. I like that Watkins, as a receiver, isn't afraid to block. You see that a lot with the San Francisco 49ers, with their ability, those wide receivers really willing to go out there and block. So I know it was a holding call, but I like to see him get physical in the blocking game.
So it remains 1st and goal. Things backed up a little bit here for Team Mauka. McIntyre with time finds his man Winston Watkins between a couple of Mackay defenders, hangs onto it, and another touchdown pass here in this Polynesian Bowl.
That was like, so what? You got the holding call. I'm going to give you 6 right here. Hey, McIntyre has been super impressive. They did not run the ball on that drive. That is a beautiful strike, Manti.
Guys, yesterday they had a touchdown celebration competition yesterday right up here at this field. And I think I know why we had that celebration, because they were anticipating a lot of touchdowns today. Already it's 14-14. There are 4 touchdowns scored, 2 by each team. So it makes sense why we had that competition yesterday.
Dylan Freeberry off the hold by Luke Ryersi, and the snap by Jason Arredondo boots the PAT through. Yeah, they got a lot of practice and putting it to good use here so far in this game with 9:18 left to play in the opening half. We are tied at 14 apiece. On Tuesday, another tradition here in the Polynesian Bowl week, a trip out to the North Shore and the Polynesian Cultural Center. The true exposure to some of the culture available here in the Pacific. So far, a shootout here at Kunuiakea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama. Of course, the Polynesian Bowl coinciding with the enshrinement dinner for the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. 3 new members here in the class of 2025, Chris Kemoeatu, Jim Nicholson, and Kalani Sitake. And down on the field, the head coach for BYU is with Kainoa Carlson.
That's right, Kanoa. Thank you very much. First of all, Coach, welcome back. You know, just in the very short time we've been standing here on the sideline, reconnecting with many friends, old friends. What's it been like for you just being back here in Hawaii, being a part of the game this year?
Yeah, it's home, so it's nice. I get to see all my, I haven't seen a lot of people for a long time, but good to be back home. My skin works really well with the climate. Obviously, I look better in short sleeves, all that stuff. So
You're looking buff, Coach.
No, just eating all the plates, heavy food is what I eat, get the curls going. But no, I'm just excited to be here. It's a huge honor. Just thank you to everyone that's put this on. And, I would have been really jealous. I'm jealous and envious because I wish I could play in this back in the day. But, I'm glad that these young men get to experience this, and the coaches, and it brings the community together. So thank you for doing this, Polynesian Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, and of course, being a part of this class that you're heading into, the great Jim Nicholson, Chris Kemoeatu, and yourself, being inducted, but also with the class that you're going into, and what that means to you to now be officially a Polynesian Football Hall of Famer.
Yeah, just an honor to go in with Chris Kemoeatu. I know the family really well, and so, and then with Jim, this is they're both really big guys, so it's nice that I'm the smallest one out of the group, but just really honored. I can't believe that I'm even mentioned in the same breath as them, and so this is a huge honor for me. I'm humbled by it, and I'm just really, I'm not going to ever take it for granted.
Very grateful for the time, Coach. Fellas, we'll send it back up to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kainoa. You know how it feels, Manti, to come back, to be honored as a Hall of Famer, and great to see Kalani Sitake back in the house.
Man, Coach Kalani Sitake will always have a special place in my life. I was 8th grade, and I was playing with some varsity players in the all-poly football camp. And I just had my helmet hit me in the nose, and I'm...
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
So I'm on the sideline, and I'm, I have tears coming down my eyes and the blood coming down my nose, and I feel this person put their arm around me, and it's Coach Kalani, who was a linebacker coach at the University of Utah at that time. And he put his arm around me and he said, "Hey, young man, one day you're going to be somebody special. When that happens, I just hope you remember me." And it meant so much to me to have a coach really believe in me at that time. And it's no surprise to me why he has the success at BYU that he's having. So congratulations to Coach Kalani. Well deserved.
It's a really special story right there. Madden Yamaleava now in at quarterback for Team Mackay. And his first throw, and that pass is broken up. Good defensive play. The intended target was A.J. Ia, the Arizona State signee out of Orange Lutheran High School in California. Roy Maafala Jr. there from St. Louis School, still yet to make a commitment, making the defensive play. Yamaleava, 4-star of Samoan ancestry, of Long Beach Poly, California. Bro Nico, the Polynesian Bowl offensive MVP. We heard from him earlier. That was back in 2023. And here's a give to Mana Tuioti. We mentioned headed to Boise State. His dad, Tony, the D-line coach at Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the few runs here, but, they're trying to get some traction. This is Gary Kubiak. Manti talked about it. They love to run the football. See if they set up some play action. Real quick, on the play before, when we saw Maafala break up that pass, Manti almost jumped out of his seat like, yes, a linebacker making a play finally.
This Mauka team is starting to dial it in a little bit on the defensive side, boys. It's 3rd and 8. Let's see how we respond. Let's get off the field.
Rain starting to once again descend on the field here at Kunuiakea Stadium. Yamaleava in trouble, and he goes down. Pupu Sepulona, the 6'2", 260-pound D lineman heading to Utah out of St. Louis School, making the play.
Right, you see him engage, spin, and then it's over. What an athletic play. Wow.
You want to see that from a D lineman. You want to see that motor, the intangibles. You want to master the things that require no talent. And one of those things is tenacity, and you want to see that out of your D lineman. What a play by him.
Well, you talk about athletic. Pupu Sepulona, who has 5 state championships in his high school career in 3 different sports. One in football, that just happened in that win against Kahuku for the Open Division state championship here in the state of Hawaii, and also basketball and volleyball.
Wait.
Yes, you heard me correctly.
Oh, my goodness.
The punt there by Lennox Miller is a good one. Titan Lackadin with the fair catch back near the 20. And so, how about that? Miracles do happen. A defensive stop here at the Polynesian Bowl. Been a whale of a game so far.
Some of the best players come from, from the island where we're from. So I think that's something to be proud of, as a native, being from Hawaii. That's something really we're proud of, and to see and kind of pass on the torch to me and fellow teammates that are Polynesian. I think that means a lot to us. It's a blessing, and we know it's a heavy weight to uphold, but they're all supporting us, and we're blessed to have them on our side.
Strong ties. You see sort of the legacy of Polynesian football and the influence of the culture on this great game. Dad Dominic, a 2020 Polynesian Football Hall of Famer, a longtime center for the Detroit Lions, and now Dylan Raiola carrying on the name as a quarterback at Nebraska.
And Dominic Raiola played for Jim Caldwell, who's coaching Team Mauka. Caldwell was talking about Dominic and how special of a player he was as well.
All right, Antoine Hill Jr., he is the new quarterback, 6'5", 215-pounder from Houston County High School in the state of Georgia, a Memphis signee and a 4-star rated player. Went to the same high school as former Georgia QB Jake Fromm, now on the Detroit Lions practice squad, as Titan Lackadin was the intended target, but it falls incomplete. All right, let's send it down to Mark Carpenter. Mark.
Thank you very much, Kanoa. Standing by with Pupu Ali'i Sepulona. Pupu, you made that great play. I know defense has some restrictions in this game. Take me through how you got to that sack.
So my game plan for that play was, I knew that the offensive guard that I went up against, he would overset, so my job was to spin move inside and got the sack. And it's just the mindset of predicting before the play, and I got the sack. I made the play, and our offense got back on the field.
You made it all work. The guys in the booth were marveling at the fact that you're a three-sport athlete. You played a basketball game last night. You had your senior night. You play another one tomorrow. How do you balance it all?
Like I said, it's just a mindset. I know it's a lot to people, but I feel like for me, playing 3 sports and also like playing basketball during this Poly Bowl week, it's a lot. But for me, it's just a mindset and just trying to multitask everything.
The guy with the busiest calendar on this roster, Pupuli'i Sepulona. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. That pass to the near side. And that one falls incomplete, intended for Mana Carvalho, who is now going both ways here as a listed cornerback. And there he was as the intended target, and that's going to force a punt attempt here for Team Mauka. How'd you like that Pupu Sepulona breakdown there, Manti, of the move that led to the sack?
Well, you know, I tell people this all the time. The difference between the good and the greats is they play the ball before the snap. They play the play before the snap. And those that play it before the snap are usually the ones that make a lot of plays. So when he's talking about, I had a plan because I knew my opponent, that just goes to show that this kid mentally, he's in a place to make a lot of plays at the next level, and I'm excited to see it.
Punt there by Luke Ryerson. He's headed to Minnesota, out of the state of Minnesota and East Ridge High School. DeCorian Moore there on the punt reception. Well, the jersey reveals taking place at the Kahala Hotel and Resort. Even one of the Dolphins there on the property was admiring these fantastic and very fashionable uniforms, as they always are. The helmets, they are brought to us by Rydell, Adidas with the rest of the uniform gear. And these guys looking pretty dope there, Manti.
I wish I had that jersey, guys. Give me a jersey. I'm not even playing, just can I have a jersey?
Nana Tuioti there on the carry for Team Mackay. Interesting what we have seen here. The defense is now starting to find a little bit of traction here, guys.
Well, we can say that, but we also were going to the backup quarterbacks now. And even though these are guys, D1 players, they're rotating the quarterbacks through. They might not have gotten as many reps in practice this week, so they've got to get their footing, and we'll see how that works as well. But yes, the defenses are playing better, and for those who can't see, Manti could not be happier.
2 stops in a row, guy. Let's make it 3.
Closing in on 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Yamaleava chase from behind and somehow hangs on to the football despite the swat attempt by Jake Krell, the class of 2026 4-star defensive lineman.
We saw Krell get pressure early in the game. Look at that. That's a deep rush, and look at that closing speed, Manti.
Okay, guys. I don't want to rat our guys out right now, but that was a game. The D-line just ran a little TE game. Nothing too crazy, but we did. I think Coach Caldwell was like, you know, I'm tired of this. Let's start to sprinkle in a little flair in there, and it's good to see the D-line get home.
And tell them after this play what a TE game is.
Krell out of IMG Academy. Teammates with his Mauka teammate, Zach Fort, one of the starting safeties here in the game. And draw play goes to Mana Tuioti, and he'll get a little bit of positive yardage there. Roy Ma'afala Jr. on the stop.
Thanks to Steve pointing out what an ET game. So for those at home, whenever you hear ET or TE, so there's the N and the tackle. Whatever alphabet comes first, whatever letter comes first, that's the person that's penetrating upfield first. The second letter, that's the position that's going underneath. So when you hear TE, that means the tackle got upfield and the N came underneath him. And Team Mauka is starting to sprinkle in a little bit of TEs as the rain comes down on this field.
Good looking punt there by Lennox Miller, fielded by Titan Lackadin. Well, before they hear their name called in the 2025 NFL Draft, this year's top prospects head to Indianapolis to put their skills on display. The 2025 NFL Scouting Combine, February 27th through March 2nd on NFL Network.
Yeah, in a couple of years, we're going to see some of these guys at that scouting combine. We're just seeing more and more players from this game matriculate. I'm going to use the Hank Schramm term.
Look at you.
Into the NFL, have great collegiate careers, like our guy Manti.
Guys, we have Jaron Summerfield back in there.
He's going back in.
Coach Caldwell is trying to win this game, guys. He said enough. I'm going to put my guy back in the game. We're not playing any games over here. We're trying to win.
So here he is. The all-time career passing leader in the state of Hawaii, 10,653 yards, broke Dylan Gabriel's old record when he was at Mililani High School. Silas Alaimalo there on the reception. Take another look here at Jaren Keave Sangapolutele. His older bro John played in the 2023 Polynesian Bowl, went to UH for a couple of years, but everything about this guy, from his physique, from his build, from his athleticism, it is off the charts.
You know, he reminds me of, I know, Steve, you talked about another point. He reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger when I see him play. Like, just the ease at which he throws the ball, his command of the offense, and just his stature. He's a big dude, you know, so I'm anxious to see how that kind of transitions over into the college game.
And he is going to throw over the middle of the field and right on the money to Aaron Gregory.
Aaron Gregory is having an outstanding game. You see him on this post route, and look at the timing of the rip of this throw. So you're seeing Gregory come up the seam, breaks it in. Beautiful ball right in that window, Manti.
Beautiful ball right on the hashes. Again, Coach Caldwell said what, Steve? He was going to attack the hashes and the corners. And especially when you have a guy like Jaren Sangapolutele in there, you have a quarterback that you know can get the ball to your receivers in those spots. It's no surprise why they're attacking them when number 10's in the game.
33-yard connection on that hookup. 3:14 and counting down here in the second quarter. This is Watkins. They tried to set up a screen, and it was blown up by Wayne Henry, another class of 2026 guy out of Baltimore in St. Francis Academy. He is an Auburn commit, one of several Auburn commits from the state of Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big-time read, pursues it. Receiver does not get the block on there, made it a little easy for him. Interesting that they kind of went to that horizontal route, but you can see, Manti, the NFL thinking here by these head coaches. I think they went back to the starting QB because let's see him run a 4-minute offense, right? Situational football, a lot of things these high school players don't deal with that often.
I don't know what the defense is going to do, but whatever you do, don't let a receiver catch it on the hash, please.
2nd and 12, all kinds of time here for Sangapolutele. Throws on the run, and he had a couple of targets that were occupying the same area, and a little collision there between Tristan Keys and Brock Harris.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to see. You don't want to have two receivers in the same area. They bring two defenders right there. But first, we saw the athleticism of him getting out of the pocket. But this, no. Okay, the scramble drill, probably something they didn't practice too much this week in kind of these abbreviated practices.
Okay, guys, did you not see that throw? His body was going to the left. His momentum's going to the left. He threw across his body to his right, and he threw a dime, or as these kids call nowadays, a dot.
A dot.
But on the run, guys, that is just special arm talent. That is just so special, guys. I can't tell you how hard that is to do.
So that brings up 3rd and 12 here for Team Mauka. Sangapolutele stepping up, and that was a heater, but incomplete. He was looking the way of Winston Watkins. Isaiah Josefa, the 6'1" linebacker out of Mililani High School, Arizona State signee of Samoan ancestry there in the area defensively.
Yeah, really nice play by Iosefa here. He saw the read, closed on the ball, and now he's giving his offense a chance to come back and play 2-minute. So let's see if they go back to their starting quarterback, Hassan Longstreet, to see if he can run this 2-minute offense and get some points on the board.
Yeah, a little bit of an uneven number of quarterbacks here in this game. You got 5 total, 3 on the Team Mauka side and 2 on Team Mackay. So it's either Yamaleava or Longstreet for Gary Kubiak's team.
Whoever he puts at quarterback, you're going to know exactly where Coach Kubiak's mind is at. If Longstreet goes in there, you know exactly what his intentions are before half.
There he is right now.
He just said put Longstreet in.
Yeah.
Luke Ryerson with the punt. Oh, it's a good one. Moore back there, and he fair catches it at the 10-yard line.
And in goes number 4, guys. It looks like he's strapping up his helmet.
Well, we talked to the coaches earlier in the week, and I asked them, hey, look, it's an exhibition. Ultimately, it's an all-star game, but these guys are competitive. You cannot make it to the level that these players and these coaches have made it to without having that fierce competitive spirit, and you're starting to see signs of that here late in this first half.
You're starting to see it, and the players weren't in full gear all week either. Right, so that's why I think we've seen the defenses settle in. The tackling is a little bit better. The recognition is a little bit better. These guys are big-time D1A football recruits. But like you said, the coaches, Gary Kubiak and Jim Caldwell, two great offensive minds. Kubiak's got his tree. Caldwell's got his tree.
Yeah. Kubiak with a tree within his own family.
Yes.
Son Clint, a candidate for the Seahawks OC position. Son Clay was just named the OC by Kyle Shanahan as that pass intended for DeCorian Moore falls incomplete.
Okay, Manti, watch this. If we can get a replay of this, okay, right? He rides a post corner, almost an interesting wheel route, and the DB did not bite. It was great coverage by the secondary. Two great athletic players, and then the ball just didn't get there. What a great read by the corner on that play. Here you go, Manti. Watch the route. Corner doesn't take it.
Do your job. 1 of 11.
Number
Great
8,
play.
Andrew
Great
Marsh.
play.
Yeah, Michigan. Signing on the corner. Oh.
2nd and 10. That's Moore along the hash. And that is going to be a first down here for Team Mackay. 2 minutes left to play in this first half.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And so the 2-minute timeout here will lead us to a break. Team Mackay going to try to see if they can add to the scoring before the intermission. The sun continues to descend here in Honolulu, Hawaii. And the Hassan Longstreet, one of the guys enjoying the beach scenery here in the islands. That's definitely part of the Polynesian Bowl Week experience. And so far we have been witness to the Hassan Longstreet experience. 12 of 17 for 162 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah, he's lived up the billing. You know, he's coming back in with 2 minutes, a little more than 2 minutes on this drive after resting for most of the second quarter. Let's see if he can put some points on the board, especially to his guy, DeCorian Moore, number 1, the 5-star recruit headed to Oregon, who's really generated a tremendous amount of buzz this week.
Yeah, Moore, 5 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown. And he will be flanked to the far side here out of the 2-minute timeout. 14 all. Team Mackay representing the ocean. Team Malka representing the mountains. And Longstreet getting out of trouble. But not for long as they descend on him. Yose Epinesa making his presence felt.
Yose Epinesa and Pupu Sepulono, the 2 guys up front that are causing mayhem for this Malka defense. Just watch them go. Just watch. You love that as a secondary. You love that as a back end to watch your D-line go to work.
Deep throw here by Longstreet, airing it out, and we got some contact across the way. DeCorian Moore, the intended receiver, and that is going to be, it appears, a penalty against the cornerback Justice Fitzpatrick.
Pass interference for 2 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We mentioned the speed of DeCorian Moore. Earlier in the week of practice, at the end, they had their body armor games and contests. One of them was the touchdown celebration contests, and DeCorian Moore won the sprinting contest. That was the first day of practice.
With ease.
He was jogging. He was looking back at his competitor and smiling.
Look, but I tell you what, Fitzpatrick, again, the younger brother of Minka Fitzpatrick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he got called on that foul, but you saw his speed as well. His technique and everything was great. Ran the receiver out of bounds, but a little too much contact along the way.
So $1:21 on the clock here. 1st and 10 for Team Mackay. Longstreet stepping up. Now he's going to run. Crosses midfield. Crosses the 40 and finally iced out of bounds close to the 35. Jayon Young giving chase for Team Malka.
Let's watch this replay. Steve, I love the comparison that you made with Bryce Young. You saw Bryce Young do this for the Carolina Panthers, especially late in the season. His ability to scramble and make plays with his feet. It's been so good to see Bryce Young kind of come into his own in the NFL, and you're starting to see this with Longstreet do those things with this pressure.
What made that play was left tackle Michael Fasusi, a 5-star stud, a Nigerian kid who's going to be playing at Oklahoma. He just absolutely handled Jake Krull, who's been causing a lot of problems.
22 yards on the ground there for Longstreet. And then he fires incomplete to Donovan Olubade. Well, stay tuned at halftime for a special performance by the Kamehameha School's Kapalama High School Performing Arts Department. We'll also have an interview with 24/7 Sports' Brandon Huffman. That's coming up at the half.
All right, Manti, a minute 9 left. Do you think they try to milk a little clock right here, or is Kubiak just a little too thirsty for points?
I think what we've seen all game, Kubiak is going for the juggler. And every single play, he's going for the juggler. I don't think he's going to do any type of clock management. He's going for just look at the tackles.
Going to be a draw play here to Ball. And Ball able to absorb the initial hit, and he gets close to that first down marker. Christopher Burgess ends up making the tackle.
I mean, Ball, the Oregon product right here. This is a well-executed draw play right here. And then the finish. I mean, that is a typical Gary Kubiak, Mike Shanahan. You know, they come from the same tree. That's how they coach their running back to finish. Now, Ball's not here because he didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is how he played. Man.
To your point, Steve, just so everybody understands the tree, the coaching tree, it's the West Coast offense. It's an offense that's predicated off of the run. I know it's an all-star game, and they're trying to air the ball out, but Coach Kubiak wants to run the ball. And we saw that a little bit in the first half with their running ability and coming off their play action. I'm anxious to see if are they going to go back to that. You know, you pointed out, Steve, there's 1 minute left in the game. There's 1st and 10. They have 2 timeouts. That's a lot of time in the game, in the half. So does he start to sprinkle in? We saw that draw. Does he start to sprinkle in more runs? And if he does, be aware of that play action.
Well, he's got some big fellas to run behind. You mentioned Michael Fasusi headed to Oklahoma. Also the center, Alai Kalaniuvalu out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. An Oregon signee who's actually going to go on an LDS mission in 2 weeks.
Wow.
1st and 10. It is a give once again to Tredarian Ball. And he'll get about 4 yards, maybe 5 with that final effort.
Yeah, again, Manti, they've got the timeouts here. They're not using one right now. So one of the few times we're seeing them go hurry up now. So we're talking situational football as Longstreet sitting back there in shotgun, getting his receiver set.
Still a couple of timeouts available for Team Mackay. Not using either of them yet. Down to 30 seconds left to play in the half. Longstreet looking, going end zone. It is going to be a catch. Donovan Olubade, my goodness, and the backflip on top of it for good measure.
Oh, what a throw, though. Okay, you've got the defender on the inside. You've got the sideline and the back line as basically second and third defenders. This is dropping it in the bucket. Boy, what a beautiful toss. And then a great catch. He goes up and gets it. Olubade going to Faroe Field in Columbia, Missouri, playing for those Missouri Tigers, where your boy spent a couple years, Manti.
Ooh. That was mossed. What did they call that? Moss.
That was mossed.
Butkowski on for the point after. Halakilangi Muangututia Jr. out of Kahuku is the long snapper. Has signed with UCLA. The holder, Lennox Miller, placing it, and Butkowski able to oblige. 22 seconds remaining, and Team Mackay takes the lead 21-14. That is now 3 touchdown tosses for Hassan Longstreet.
I mean, again, he is showing why he is a special player. Now, unlike a lot of these guys, he has been practicing with USC, so he's fresh. He's been getting a lot of football reps in. He's like some of these other guys are talking about playing basketball or wrestling or doing other things. So he has lived up to it. And Gary Kubiak told me this week how he's really got a shot to be something special.
So 22 seconds remaining. Team Malka, for what it's worth, still has all 3 of its timeouts. Do you think they try to make some kind of desperation effort here at the end of this half?
No, I think this one where Jim Caldwell takes a knee, says let's not risk any injury, trying to do anything crazy, and let's get to this great halftime show by the Fine Arts Department at the school, at the Kamehameha schools.
Again, Team Malka did win the coin toss, elected to defer to the second half, so they get the ball to start the third quarter. Titan Lackadin there receiving the kick. Well, the nation's longest-running draft all-star game celebrates its centennial anniversary by showcasing some of the best NFL draft-eligible players. See Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders and Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord at the 100th East-West Shrine Bowl Thursday, January 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus. Antoine Hill Jr. back out there at quarterback here for Team Mauka.
They are not lining up like they're getting ready to take a knee. They're going to take a shot here.
Oh, just about to say that, Steve. That is not a formation you take a knee in,
No.
guys.
Being chased, and he will wisely throw it away. Zion Ely. Again, class of 2026, five-star, and the #1 edge rusher, according to 24/7, a hard commit to Maryland. He was on the prowl.
Yeah, he is a big-time player that Mike Loxley is hoping to keep that hard commit to the University of Maryland. He would be one of the top recruits that the Terrapins have ever landed there in College Park. You saw why. You saw the length. You saw the athleticism. Big-time player. St. Francis Academy.
Well, 15 seconds left. They line up in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Again being flushed, and this time tripped up and brought down. Deuce Geralds, the D lineman, another class of 2026 participant, uncommitted, 4-star out of Collins Hill High School in Georgia,
where Travis Hunter went to high school as well.
Team Mackay 21, Team Mocha 14.
And so that's how the first half comes to a close. Team Mackay will take a 21-14 advantage into the intermission. Again, Team Mauka will receive the kick to start the third quarter. Let's send it down to Kainoa Carlson.
Coach, what a way to wrap up the first half. And I saw you took a timeout right before that play was called. Walk us through what happened.
Really just trying to get them organized. You know, we got a lot of kids running all over the place, but Hussein is awesome at getting kids organized. So really just trying to put them in a certain place so they all get a chance to make a play.
All right, you're in the lead right now, 21-14. What's the message at halftime?
Let's just be a little better. You know, our twos didn't protect our quarterback very good. So in fairness to Madden, we got to protect him a little bit so he has a chance to make some plays.
Gotcha. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you very much. Now over to Mark with Team Mauka.
Thank you very much, Kainoa. Coach, your thoughts on how that half came to a close?
Well, you know, it wasn't too bad. We were kind of back and forth there for 14-14, and obviously that last drive there toward the end of the half, they did a nice job and stuck it in the corner of the end zone on us. But the great thing is we'll get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
What is the top priority and the tone you want to set coming out of the break?
Well, the big thing is I think we probably need to run the ball a little bit more here and see if we can score some more points. That's the ultimate goal.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Thank you, Kainoa. 21-14, the halftime score. Mackay over Mauka here at Kunuiakea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama. Their performing arts department will be performing. Welcome back. It's halftime here for the 2025 Polynesian Bowl, and Team Mackay on top of Team Mauka, 21-14. Aloha once again from Kunuiakea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama. Kanoa Leahy alongside Polynesian Football Hall of Famer Manti Te'o and Steve Weich. Entertaining first half, guys. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. You know, at first you saw the offenses start to create explosive plays, but then starting in the latter end of the first half, that defense started to settle in. You know, Yosef Panessa started to come alive. Pupu Sepulona started to come alive. So I'm interested to see how that carries over to the second half.
And these five-star quarterbacks are showing off. I mean, it's been fantastic. A player who might not get a ton of attention, who I've watched, Aaron Gregory, a junior out of Douglas County High School on Team Mauka, is having a big game as well, wide receiver. Someone to keep an eye on in the second half.
Well, as advertised, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, Hassan Longstreet, he has just shown out so far.
Yeah, you're seeing the athleticism here. He rolls out, receivers got behind, but again, he's stepping up in the pocket, throwing the deep throws, and then his third touchdown. What a drop in the bucket.
What
right
accuracy.
there.
You cannot beat a perfectly thrown ball, and that's Hassan Longstreet. It's been that way all first half. Let's see what he does in the second.
Well, we take a look at the team statistics, and there you see the passing numbers, 13 completions on either side, and a lot of emphasis on the passing game, interestingly enough, in this year's Polynesian Bowl.
Well, Gary Kubiak, the head coach of Team Mackay, said we're going to try to run the ball a little bit more. Jim Caldwell said the same. I don't believe that for 1 second, not with the way these quarterbacks are playing.
Well, we mentioned Hassan Longstreet, and he has been awfully good. 13 of 19 for 183 yards and 3 touchdowns in that first half. Team Mauka won the coin toss and elected to defer to the second half. So they will have an opportunity right here at the beginning of the third quarter to try to see if they can tie this game up, down 21-14. The sun setting off in the distance here at beautiful Kunuiakea Stadium. And the kick to get things started here in half number 2.
Yeah, let's see how they rotate the quarterbacks here. You see in McIntyre, looks like he's coming out to start the third. That's probably so they can go with the number 1 group to close out the game. McIntyre has been fantastic in the few series that he's played as well, so he's a fun watch as well, the Tennessee commit.
Yeah, McIntyre 7 of 7 for 70 yards and a touchdown pass. Seems like every quarterback that has seen action has had some moments here so far in this Polynesian Bowl. And George McIntyre, who we don't know how far the playing career will take him, probably pretty far, but after that, there could be coaching in his future. He comes from a coaching family. Uncle Mike, former head coach at FIU, Colorado, and San Jose State. Grandpa George was a head coach at UT Martin and Vandy, as Carson Cox gets the call on the carry and gets a couple of yards out of it. UCLA signee, 4-star out of Oak Hills High School in the state of California.
Yeah, again, trying to set the tone, get a little run right here so it's not so pass heavy. You know, McIntyre went to Brentwood Academy. They've had a lot of former players. Trent Dilfer played there. Our coach there, I think one of the Hasselbeck brothers is coaching there right now, Coach McIntyre. So he's got some good schooling as well on how to transition to the University of Tennessee.
2nd and 8 here for Team Mauka. And that pass out in the flats to Brock Harris is complete. He turns upfield and gets the first down. Manti, do you feel like the sun positioning could start to factor into the action here?
It could start to position into the game a little bit, but I like the contrast between the two approaches to both teams. Mauka is more of a multiple plays, long drives, and then you go to Gary Kubiak's side with Team Mackay, it's explosive play. Let's get the ball down the field. Let's get vertical. So I'm really liking the contrast between the two play callers.
They're going to say that Harris stepped out just shy of the first down marker. So 3rd and short here. Quick toss to the near side. It's Tristan Keys hauling it in just beyond the 35-yard line. It'll be down at the 36, and that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, Zion Ely was about to get him some McIntyre for lunch. I mean, so McIntyre, give him credit for getting that ball out quickly because Ely was in there in a heartbeat. Keys, again, the top-ranked junior wide receiver in the country, uncommitted, a dynamic player. Let's see if we can get him going as well for Team Mauka.
Madden Soliai, another Kahuku Red Raider here participating in the game. He was there for the defensive stop. 2 minutes gone by here in quarter number 3. Fresh set of downs for Team Mauka. To the far side it goes, and that is a completion. Turning upfield is Devin Carter, committed to Auburn last Saturday, teammates with Aaron Gregory in high school. Today's game is hosted on the Kamehameha School's Kapalama campus, and we appreciate them allowing us to once again hold this fantastic event, inspiring our native Hawaiian youth to be confident Oiwi leaders who will continue their ancestral legacy of greatness and help our communities thrive.
So Devin Carter, who caught that ball, his father was Dexter Carter, the great running back at Florida State, played in the NFL for several years with the 49ers and Jets as well.
It's a handoff to Cox.
Handoff to number 33.
And he gets first down yardage and then some, venturing into Team Mackay territory. Nusi Taumoi Peao, 6'3", 225-pound linebacker from Westlake High School in Saratoga Springs, Utah. Stanford signee making the defensive play.
Again, guys, it's just nickel and dime. That seems to be Mauka's approach to this game as of right now. Just run the ball, quick passes, get the ball out quick. Let's see if they're in the midfield. Let's see if they start to throw the ball a little vertical.
Well, they're going to run it again. And again, it is Carson Cox. He is rudely met at the 45-yard line. As we take a look at the high school teammates, Devin Carter and Aaron Gregory, prolific, you would have to say, huh, Steve?
Yeah, out there in Douglas County, just right outside west of Atlanta. You're looking at the town again. I spoke about Aaron Gregory at halftime. He's somebody right now, 5 catches for 87 yards to lead his team in receiving right now. And then Carter, you know, again, got good genes right there. The junior, uncommitted. It's a big showcase game for him. Wow.
And that throw downfield is broken up, nearly picked off, as a matter of fact. Titan Lackadin, the intended receiver, but Tay Harris, we talked about guys who can fly. This guy has incredible speed. 5'10" safety from Cedartown High School in Georgia, a Georgia Tech commit.
It's interesting to see that Titan Lackadin has been playing a lot of slot in Kanoa. At St. Louis, he played primarily running back. So to see him playing in the slot, it's interesting to see how Coach Caldwell is using him in this offense, almost like a Westbrook, that kind of figure in that slot, almost using his quickness to their advantage.
Which could very well be a position that he will play primarily at the University of Hawaii, where he's headed. And that brings up 3rd and 8. And in trouble is McIntyre, and he goes down. Deuce Gerald strikes again.
Wow. I mean, that was almost as if they were trying to set up a screen because there was no blocking. You're seeing both defenders just blow through. Yeah, they were trying to set up a screen to the right side of the field, but the pressure was just too quick for McIntyre to get the ball out.
That's just a get-off. That's just pure get-off. If you could get to the quarterback on a screen that fast, that's just pure get-off. The greats have that. Michael Bennett had that. Aaron Donald has that. And you start to see it from these young players, especially from Team Mackay.
So 2 sacks, fittingly, for Deuce, wearing double 2 on the jersey.
Man, you've got it all, Cano.
Just observations. Luke Ryercy is the punter. Back to receive is DeCorian Moore. And he steps up and makes the catch close to the 20-yard line. So it will be Team Mackay's offense back out on the field as the sun continues to go down here in Honolulu, Hawaii for the Polynesian Bowl. Welcome back, 21-14. Team Mackay on top of Team Mauka. 6:30 left to play in the 3rd quarter of the 2025 Polynesian Bowl. Well, let's send it down to Mark Carpenter on the field with a very special, in fact, honorary captain in the game. Mark.
Thank you very much, Kanoa here, standing by with Tetaro McMillan, also known across the country as T-Mac, one of the most electrifying receivers in the country. Tetaro, you've talked extensively about your native Hawaiian ancestry. How gratifying has this experience been to come back home?
Man, it's been amazing. You know, first of all, any chance I get to come back home is a blessing. But, man, being able to just represent my family, my culture, this community, you know, that's been so heavily supportive of me, you know, it's just all I can hope is for them to just be able to find pride in my play, my character, and shoot, I just hope that I could just represent this community and the Polynesian culture in just a positive way.
You have a ton of family, you have a ton of supporters out here. You literally have a crowd of kids following you around. What is your advice to the young players that look up to you and want to make an impact on this next level?
Man, just stay humble, trust the process, and you know, just trusting God and always put Him first, because man, He never makes a mistake, and His plan is always perfect.
Great things ahead for you. Tetaro, thank you very much. Send it back to you in the booth.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. Meanwhile, another highlight connection there. Hassan Longstreet back in at quarterback for Team Mackay, connecting with Dasan Brame, who just hauled in his 4th catch.
I mean, Brame, he might be in the running for the MVP of this game. He's having a fantastic showcase. He really climbed the ladder to go get that one. Oh!
That one nearly picked off. Jayon Young sprung into action. Cal signee, 4-star cornerback out of Sierra Canyon High School.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from these defenders. I'm loving it, Kanoa. They're starting to be a little patient. They're starting to understand how this offense is starting to attack them, and those DBs aren't bailing out too quick. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now, Kanoa.
That was very close to a pick 6, and Jayon Young knows a thing or two about those. He had 5 interceptions in the 2024 season. 4 of them were taken back to the house.
Okay, that's Rod Woodson like. All right, when you pick it off and take it to the house, that's a special player, because Rod will tell you the most dangerous defender, it's one with the ball in his hands. He can say that because he is Rod Woodson,
yes.
Hall of Famer.
This is going to be a running play. Polynesian Bowl.
So this is the first time we've really seen this action, right? The running back offset. They gave you an RPO look. This is straight out of the Gary Kubiak, Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan playbook, Manti.
Yeah. Explain what an RPO is, Steve.
So it's a run-pass option where the quarterback is looking at an edge rusher, and if the edge rusher crashes down, the quarterback pulls it. And if there's a pass involved in it, he's going to read the coverage and get it out quickly. It's determined very quickly. They got a little bit of yardage here. It's still 3rd and long as they try to get this. But again, running back offset to the left, so a similar formation just to the opposite side.
3rd and 6, under 5 minutes to play here in the third. Longstreet on the run, being chased, heaves it down the sideline, and it falls incomplete. A little bit of hand jockeying there along the route, but no flag coming out.
Hand jockeying? That was like arm wrestling. That was like half Nelson. Hand jockeying? Okay, let's see what the definition of hand jockeying is right here.
Oh, it looked kind of clean there, Steve.
Man.
It looked a little clean.
Figures, you're a linebacker.
Yeah, it looked a little clean. The cameraman is up here blocking our view a little bit. We need a spotter like Kano. Kano got a nice spotter up here.
Can somebody get Manti covering a wheel route back in the day and see if that's how he covered guys too?
Guys, listen, if I had to cover a wheel route, it's a touchdown, all right? Know your strengths, guys.
By the way, your two biases are on full display here right now.
The yin and the yang, huh? That's how we balance each other out, guys. That's what a family's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Lennox Miller is back to punt here for Team Mackay. Another defensive stop here late in this third quarter. And that is a booming punt. Mana Carvalho back there for the fair catch. And so once again, Team Mauka's offense will have a chance to try to tie this thing up.
Yeah, a guy I got to meet was AJ Epinosa. Yeah, sorry, AJ, if I butchered that one. I see him every offseason. He works in Utah a lot of the time, so we're able to chop it up when we have like dinners and whatnot with the whole Utah group. But that's someone that I respect. He's still playing well, and he's going to continue playing well. So it's someone I got to know well, and yeah.
Memories from Christian Ellis, linebacker with the New England Patriots, was a participant in the inaugural Polynesian Bowl, along with AJ Epinesa, who was the defensive MVP of that game. Jaren Keave Sangapolutele back in at QB for Team Mauka and was looking up the sideline at Winston Watkins as it fell incomplete. So
Aiden Manutai, guys. I said it in the first half. Kuku standout. Aiden Manutai. It was a double move. And just his ability to be disciplined. He didn't bite on the curl, and he had the speed to run down the sideline. Aiden Manutai is a special, special player.
I mean, that was great coverage. That was fantastic. Was able to run with the receiver, no contact. That was a fantastic throw.
Currently uncommitted, Steve. Whoever gets him, they got a special player, man.
We've been seeing Team Mauka come out of the pistol formation a lot the last 2 drives.
Here's Watkins. And he's able to bounce forward. Madden Soliai there making another play out of Kahuku, class of 2026. 3-star, uncommitted. It was great to see Teitairoa McMillan there on the sideline. We saw Mark Carpenter talking story with him for a little bit. He was one of the honorary captains, as was Travis Hunter. But it was interesting. McMillan was the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame High School Player of the Year in 2021, and then was the Polynesian College Football Player of the Year this past season with Arizona.
So it sounds like he's building his resume to be the Polynesian Pro Football.
I mean, it's the next logical progression, right?
Oh, yeah.
Another pass to Watkins, a little extra effort there to get the first down.
Guys, I totally messed that up. I said Aiden. That was Madden. Sorry, guys, I need a spotter. Give me a spotter up here. Because Madden just made 3 plays in a row, guys. 3 plays in a row. Madden made those plays. The double move and then 2 quick throws out to the flat and him coming up and showing his ability to make tackles in the open field. Madden, I apologize, Uso. That is my fault.
Yeah, they're both Kahuku guys. I'm sure it happens.
Yeah, Madden is only a junior.
First down here for Team Mauka. This is Jasper Parker, and he gets lit up immediately. First to him was Nusi Taumoy Peal. Deuce Gerald's also there.
I mean, you saw the penetration. We saw that in the last series where they're coming from the left side of the defense. Here, it's just a swim move. Just climb the guard. I mean, and Jasper Parker is a big physical running back. You talk about someone who looks the part. He's headed to Michigan. But again, that move, Manta, you talk about contact swim through. Just, he's been coached very well. You don't do that just on natural instinct.
Closing in on a minute to play here in the third quarter. We have not seen any scoring yet here in the third. Sangopolutele going to check down. This is Parker. How about the stiff arm, and then zooms up the sideline. He is hit along the sideline by Alex Graham.
There's a guy that plays for the Baltimore Ravens. His name is Derek Henry.
Oh.
Okay. And I remember going against Derek, and in the practice week, the #1 coaching point was if you are approaching Derek from his right, you better watch out for that stiff arm. And we saw a little bit of that in that play, and his ability to extend plays to get more yardage, utilizing that stiff arm. That's going to be a weapon for Jasper Parker going into the next level.
Yeah, again, he's playing in Michigan too. Cold weather, tough running, you know, the physical style they like to play.
Third
Louisiana
down.
kid.
Sangopolutele and was looking at Winston Watkins, but he had left the spot. Alex Graham was there in coverage, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Under pressure. Once again, the left side of this defensive front is just getting after it right now. That's 2 series in a row where they have heavily impacted what's happened on the Malka offense.
What has changed, do you think, Manti?
Well, you're watching these DBs, you're watching the cornerbacks. They aren't bailing. And I know they're running cover 3, and what cover 3 is there's 3 people deep. There's 1 safety, and there's 2 corners deep. Where those 2 corners that are supposed to play deep, they are tempoing these receivers. They're going as fast as the receivers allow them to do. So it kind of looks like a man out there on the #1 receivers a little bit. And I've seen that little adjustment in halftime, so you can tell what Coach Kubiak told him, besides protect my quarterback.
Well, after an early shootout, we got a scoreless third quarter, 21-14. Team Mackay still with the advantage as we head further into the evening hours here at Kunuiakea Stadium in Honolulu, Hawaii. Quarter number 4 of the 2025 Polynesian Bowl coming up. Fourth quarter time here for the Polynesian Bowl in Honolulu, Hawaii. The sun setting and a competitive 2025 edition of the game, leading us into what could be a fun fourth. There you see the game summary. Passing has been the name of the game here for these 2 teams. How about negative rushing yards for Team Malka, 39 on the side of Team Mackay, and the time of possession just about even.
Well, there haven't been many rushing attempts on either side. This has been a pass-happy game, so, you know, I'm sure both coaches would like to run the ball a little bit better and a little bit more often, but we got these 5-star quarterbacks. What folks want to see.
Yeah, understanding what this is, right? It's an All-American Bowl game. You want to see the ball in the air. I've actually been surprised at how many times they've actually run the ball, though. You know, and I hope that they do it more often to showcase what these running backs can do. But we understand that this is an all-star game, and they want to see that ball through there.
Another opportunity here for Madden Yamaleava. Transferred to Long Beach Poly during his senior year. Ended up not playing because of transfer eligibility issues. Previously played at Warren High School for former University of Hawaii linebacker Adam Leonard. First and 10 here for Team Mackay. Off of the play action, and A.J. Eel was wide open, but the throw off the mark.
Yeah, you saw the pressure get to him quick, but that's how that play was designed, to have a free rusher, let the tight end release right there.
The first play action of the second half in the fourth quarter. The first half there were, in the first drive, there were about 3 of them. So you're starting to see Coach Kubiak start to really hammer down in his identity as a play caller, getting these runs going, play action passes going, and then we'll see this ball kind of drift down the middle of the field to #1.
Second and 10, Yamaleava. Gonna get flushed, somehow avoids the tackle. On the run, now throws down the field into a crowd, and it falls incomplete. Decorian Moore was there between 3 Team Malka defenders.
Boy, look at KJ Ford, a junior from Dallas. put the pressure on, but this is a heck of a throw. But now it just becomes a jump ball.
Really a throw, but also just great effort by Maliava.
Yeah.
You know, the D tackle, the defender had him dead to rights in the backfield. He slipped underneath that tackle, extended the play to his right, and tried his best to get the ball down the field. So I like the effort.
Yeah, but it's 3rd and 10 now. They're really going to be dialing it up. Again, no blitzes, but you're looking at your guy, Epinesa, right here. You say Epinesa, 88,
Epinesa
right
and
defensive
Sepulona,
end.
number 90. Let's watch those two go to work.
Yeah, you had KJ Ford off that D-line that actually was the first to have a stab at Yamaleava on that last play, and he's able to avoid trouble, but gets caught up with as he gets a gain of about 3 yards. And guess who? You called it, Jose Epinesa.
I tell you, he actually was caught up when, you know, Fasusi did a very good job, the left tackle, of blocking him. But this is the effort. He's just like his brother, right? He's locked up, doesn't give up on the play. When Yamaleava steps up in the pocket, right? He's locked up right here. This is a good job of blocking by the tackle. Doesn't give up. Get off me. Bang. That's a big-time play. That is a big-time play, man. That's how you see that.
Yeah, coaches
high
always
energy.
say, master the things that require no talent. Effort is one of those things, and that's what these coaches want to see. That's what these college coaches and these NFL coaches want to see. They want to see that effort. All the greats have that.
Lennox Miller to punt. That one soaring down the field, and it will roll into the end zone. That was a heck of a boot there by Lennox Miller.
It's a big-time punt. Now let's see if the offense can get anything going right here for Team Mauka.
9:53 left to play in the 4th quarter. Game approaching a crescendo here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Welcome back. 21-14 is the score. Mackay over Mauka. 9:53 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Let's send it down to the field and Kainoa Carlson.
Thank you very much, fellas. We're down over here joined by Jordan Anderson from Riddell, one of the true Kokua supporting partners that helps make the Polynesian Bowl happen every year. Jordan, you guys have been supporting this game since 2017. Why has that been so important to align with the vision of what this game is and where it's going with Riddell?
Yeah, like you said, we're the official protective equipment provider of the Polynesian Bowl since 2017. And, you know, Riddell was really founded on the vision of giving back to the football community and enhancing athlete protection along the way. And I think that's exactly what this game is all about. You see the kids out in the community this week. And you know, also just the equipment, the state-of-the-art helmets that we provide and all of the protective equipment. It's a win-win for everybody. We love our partnership with the Polynesian Bowl and excited to be here another year.
Absolutely. Now, what you're holding right here, this is really slick. This is some new technology. Talk about the design process and how all of this gets created ahead of the game.
Yeah, so it started with a conversation with Adidas back this summer. And what we do is we develop a custom paint color, the red and the blue you see on the field, and then we take the helmets and we dip them into a water transferring imaging system, a tank which gets the pattern that you see on the helmets, and from there we decal assemble them and ship them out to Hawaii. And you know, you'll see the Mackay and the Mauka on the back, which represents the ocean and the land and the balance between the two. And it's just an honor to be able to tell the story of the game through the helmets and bringing those to life in collaboration with Adidas every year.
That's right. Very sweet, Jordan. Thank you very much. Also, some of the newest technology offered from Riddell is featured in the game this evening. Fellas, back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kainoa. All right, guys, as you see Winston Watkins haul in the first down reception. Grade the helmets, grade the uniforms here for this 2025 Polynesian Bowl.
Well, I mean, look, the helmets are always some of the most stylish ever. And, you know, Jordan used to work with us here at the NFL Network, so great to see him successful in his transition. But, I mean, look at the styles on that, Anton. I mean, that's one you want to have on your shelf. You know, you can put it on your remote shoots for Good Morning Football. And
I got this nice polo, and I don't know if anybody wants to do a jersey swap or swap a polo for one of those jerseys. I don't know. Maybe get Sango Poluteles jersey. What a hit.
Yeah, big hit there by Alex Graham on Winston Watkins. Well, this weekend on NFL Network, the Game Day crew gets you ready for the divisional playoffs with bold predictions, in-depth analysis, and much more. NFL Game Day morning, Saturday and Sunday on NFL Network. You guys have a vibe about what may happen here over the course of this weekend in the NFL playoffs?
I don't think we're going to see the walkovers like we saw in the wild card round. These are going to be some really, really tough games. I think that Ravens-Bills game, where we're going to see A.J. Epinesa, his younger brother, standing out. Tonight, I think that's going to be a heck of a game.
Antoine Hill with the completion. Tristan Keys circling back to the middle portion of the field. Got hit hard by Isaiah Josefa. And, you know, that's the thing about these guys. Even in an all-star game there, Steve, they start hitting a little bit harder here as you get deeper into the game.
Just in the fourth quarter, and I want to send this to Manti. So, Manti, Tristan Keys, you saw him catch it and run to the middle of the field as an inside backer. When you've got a receiver running right at you, showing his numbers, what's going through your head?
Gift wrap. That's what's going on. Gift wrap.
Tombstone.
But you always, you know, to the receiver's credit, you always give credit to a receiver that's not afraid to run across the middle. I love receivers who have that courage to do so.
Again, Keys, a junior out of Hattiesburg, one of the top wide receivers in the country, junior or senior.
Ale Malo runs into a gang of Team Mackay defenders. Mays Pese, Arizona signee from Bishop Garcia Diego High School in Santa Barbara, California, and Isaiah Josefa there once again.
He's had a big game. Josefa has had a very, very strong game, very physical downhill linebacker. I know Manti's loving watching him.
I'm loving watching the downhill decisive play by the linebackers started to show up in this run game.
I'm looking for Gregory in the slot. He had a big first half. He's lining up in the slot right here. Keep an eye on him on the left side. Number 4.
Hill having to reach down for that snap and then throwing the way of Tristan Keys.
Number 11, Tristan Keys.
Christian Jones there defensively, the Nebraska signee at linebacker.
Pursuit, pursuit, pursuit.
Yep. Even if he had caught that clean, it's still going to be a short gain like that because of the read and the pursuit to the ball.
I want to give some perspective on Antoine Hill Jr., guys. I don't know if people, the viewers, can see this, but he is 6'5", 215 pounds. He reminds me a lot of Cam Ward from Miami, but Cam is only 6'2", 223. So just the perspective on how tall this quarterback is, There are some large human beings down there on that field playing this game.
Yeah, you had some of the coaches commenting on the length of his arms as well. Has a huge wingspan. This is Silas Alaimalo with some open field. Maneuvering down all the way to the 25-yard line in Team Mackay territory.
Yeah, great play by Alamalu, but you just talked about Antoine Hill's size, the athleticism. He was feeling significant heat right here. Look at the pressure coming to his left. Gets it off to the dump off. Open space, nice move for the first down. Team Mauka driving, potentially tie this up.
Yeah, 19 yards on that play. Under 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, we haven't seen the tight ends be involved as much as we saw in the first half. A little bit more horizontal football for both teams. Oh, bad snap.
Oh, and it's on the ground. Hill picks it up, now looking downfield. Throws out of bounds. Well, that's a heck of a play just to avoid disaster there for Antoine Hill.
Yeah, these are the negative plays you see. You know, you always hear coach talk about negative plays, negative plays. They're rolling. That snap was not that bad. Yeah, it came towards his right knee, but he could have made a clean play on it. Does a smart thing, throws it out of bounds, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage.
I like how he didn't panic, though. Yeah. You know, there's no panic. Stuff like that happens in the game, but there was no panic. He didn't jump on the ball and get a loss. He picked the ball up, scrambled, and threw the ball away. So I like that he didn't panic in that situation.
2nd and 10 here for Team Mauka. We have not had any points scored here in this second half. Team Mauka trying to change that on this drive. That is a laser that was nearly picked off.
He had Brock Harris running wide open.
Nusi Taumoy Peao had his hands on it.
Nusi's such a good kid, man. I've known this. I've watched this kid. I used to coach at Westlake High School over there in Saratoga Springs, Utah. And when Nusi, he was a teammate of my little brother. He was just all over the field. When you see that long hair in the back of the helmet, it just draws you to Troy Polamalu and just that figure that he is in the game. And Nusi plays with that hair on fire type of attribute.
Yeah, has 8 siblings, one of those vintage Polynesian large Ohanas. As you see, Antoine Hill calling his zone number and getting close to that first down marker. It'll be about a yard shy.
Oh, I don't know. I think, oh yeah, they spotted it a little bit short, but it was 4 down territory anyway. But you talked about his length. He takes about 4 steps once he breaks the pocket. Look at this athleticism. Look at the size. He's going to Memphis, and they are getting a very, very talented quarterback here. Now let's see what they do. 4th and short.
Talking about this weekend's games, you already know what the Philadelphia Eagles will be doing in this situation, huh? Tush push time.
That's right.
But this is today's football. See, no under center.
Antoine Hill taking the snaps from center. Houston Ka'aha'aina Torres out of St. Louis, Nebraska commit. That one's a clean one. The give is to Alaimalo, and he is able to dive forward enough for a first down. Gets to the 15, and a fresh set here in the red zone coming up for the team in red.
Manti, no tiptoeing right here. He understood the mission, just took it. This is straight physical. I've got to get this.
Just situational football. You understand how you need a yard, right? There's no dancing. There's no trying to jump, cutting, any of that. It's let's get vertical, let's get downhill, let's get a new set of downs, and let's play some ball.
Yeah, Josefa was right there, though, man. Boy, he's fun to watch play.
Watch these tight ends. Steve.
Hill stepping up, and he is going to just lateral it over to Alaimalo. And then 3 Team Mackay defenders force him out of bounds, led by Landon McComber, Stanford commit from Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas.
Guys, we see this a lot in the NFL nowadays. It's just this awareness, right? Like, obviously he knows he just went ahead of the line of scrimmage, so he can't throw the ball forward. But understanding that if I get the ball to my running back, he has a better chance of making more yards than me. Just those split-second decisions, man. That's something to look at with these young players.
What's great about what Hill is doing is look at the clock now. He may be finishing this game. He was the backup, didn't get good reps, got sacked under a lot of pressure earlier. He may be finishing out this quarter to give Malco a chance to win it.
Yeah, a little late drama here in the Polynesian Bowl, and that play blown up. Jimmy Frisco Alosuliafu from the 2026 class out of Katy Jordan High School in Texas, uncommitted, 4-star, stepping up. And that gets us to the 2-minute timeout. Don't go anywhere. Perhaps a fantastic finish in the Poly. Welcome back. 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. Team Mauka is driving down a touchdown. Let's send it down, though, for the moment to Mark Carpenter on the field. Mark.
Thank you, Kanoa, here with a very special guest, Bob Roller, Vice President of Sports for Shriners Children's Hospital. Bob, a wonderful visit yesterday when you had the players head over to Shriners Hospital here in Hawaii. Tell us about the big announcement that was made with the hospital and the Polynesian.
Shriners Children's was so happy to become the beneficiary of all the charitable parts of the Shriners Children's Hospital formation. So what we're doing now is trying to get it with the Polynesian Bowl and the fact that we are putting it together along with our East-West Shrine Bowl.
Very nice. And lead me right into my next question. The East-West Shrine Bowl celebrating a huge milestone this year. Tell us about that.
We're 100 years old this year. The first East-West Shrine Bowl was in 1925, and it's the second oldest bowl game in all of college football, the Rose being the oldest. So we have the best seniors in college athletics coming to play in our game each year that benefits Shriners Children's.
Wonderful. Always a great game, and you guys do remarkable work. Kanoa, let's throw it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Team Mauka firing end zone. Hill to Keys. Touchdown. 1:56 left to play, and Team Mauka, Steve, a chance to tie it or take the lead if they go for 2.
Oh, I think they're going to be going for 2 right here. As we've been told, under 2 minutes. They're going for the win, but it looks like Hill is coming.
I heard P-A-T. I hear
to the sideline here, so we'll see if we can get some clarity, because it does look like the long snapper, like they may be kicking it.
Okay, yeah, looks like they are going to go ahead and kick this.
But what a drive by Hill. Like I said, he was the number 3 quarterback in the rotation to come down here, burn clock, some big 3rd down conversions, Manti, to get them in position to tie this game.
Guys, it was 13 plays, 80 yards, 7 minutes and 57 seconds. That was that drive. What a drive by Team Mauka.
Question is, though, are you leaving too much time on the clock here, as they will tie this game by virtue of the Dylan Freeberry kick. And we are knotted at 21 apiece. 1:56 left to play. Team Mackay will have the next stab at it. But Antoine Hill Jr. on a rope to Tristan Keys. We got a ball game here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Welcome back. A little drama here late in the 2025 edition of the Polynesian Bowl, tied at 21, under 2 minutes to play. The best draft-eligible players from historically black colleges and universities put on the pads one last time to show they are worthy of getting drafted. The 4th annual All-State HBCU Legacy Bowl, Saturday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus. The kick is fielded there by Decorian Moore, and so here comes Hassan Longstreet. Started the game for Team Mackay, has put up a pretty tremendous stat line. 22 attempts, 14 completions, 203 yards, and 3 TD tosses. They got a $156 and some timeouts to try to make this thing happen, Steve.
And they've got Decorian Moore, #1, the wide receiver, the 5-star who's going to Oregon, the highest rated player in this game. He's a thrill a minute, but this Mauka defense has been very, very tight this second half. Let's see if Hassan Longstreet can work some of the magic he was working in the first half. Longstreet throws it downfield. It is Moore, jump ball. Comes down with it. Still on his feet. Oh my gosh. Moore inside the 20. Breaking for the end zone. Touchdown. Team Mackay.
Oh my gosh.
And Travis Hunter is loving every second of it. $75 yards, Longstreet to Decorian Moore. Just like how they drew it up, right?
Oh my
God.
I mean, he leaps up one-handed. As Randy Moss would say, that's picking peanuts off the defender's helmet. But look at the acceleration.
Guys, there's a #1 that plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, who's about to get paid a lot of money this offseason. That looks like Jamar Chase like to me, guys. He even hit the gritty at the end.
The one-handed grab is sick. But then, oh.
Travis, yeah. Travis almost took him out there on that celebration, but you got to love the enthusiasm. But Kowski for the point after is good, and in the blink of an eye, a sensational all-time Polynesian Bowl moment. Decorian Moore, high-flying acrobatics, and then out-sprinting everybody to the land of 6. 1:40 left to play in the Polynesian Bowl.
The 2025 Polynesian Bowl is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, official laptop of the NFL, and by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us.
Welcome back here to Kunuiakea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama, and you can't see this enough. The replay of this incredible snag, one-hand style in traffic by Decorian Moore.
I mean, it all started with Hassan Longstreet. He was under significant pressure. He escapes, heaves it, and then this catch here is going down for the ages. This might be at the top of the Polynesian Bowl. One hand, but look at the acceleration, speed, end zone.
After the catch, the touchdown celebration. He does the gritty just like #1, Jamar Chase. Like,
look at the reaction of the fans.
Guys, look at the reaction with Travis Hunter.
Oh, wait. He's already got the chain like JJ, too. He's got the Adidas chain like Justin Jefferson. Got the gritty. Now he just needs the grill.
How about that stat line? 6 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Hassan Longstreet, 15 of 23 for 278 and 4 TD tosses. What a week for Decorian Moore. He has shown the entire bag. In fact, he even filled in a couple of times throughout the week in practice at quarterback because they only had 2 QBs on the roster. There isn't much that guy cannot do on the football field.
I know the coaches at the University of Oregon right now are like, okay, let's get him up here. Let's get him into this playbook.
They're definitely saying, okay, he's done for the day.
Oh, but there's still time left now. There's a minute 40 left, guys.
And Jaron Sango Politele is in the game, guys.
Well,
these coaches are in it to win it.
Well, these were the two guys that we featured at the very top of the broadcast, Hassan Longstreet and Jaron Keave Sangupolutele, and they are now in a battle of can you top this here late in this Polynesian Bowl.
And we just talked about Corey and more. Number 11, Tristan Keys, who caught the tying touchdown, the top-rated junior wide receiver who's flanked out right here. Keep an eye on him because he is a big play machine waiting to happen.
Team Mauka still with 3 timeouts. This is Carson Cox, so they run the ball interestingly there on first down. Wayne Henry making the stop on defense.
Yeah, they're not calling timeouts. They've got all 3.
Jim Caldwell, he's coached a few games like this throughout his career. Sangupolutele gets grabbed. Deuce Gerald's not letting go, and they whistle it dead.
Deuce has been amazing. I mean, he has lived in the backfield from this left side, inside, just power. Wow. No escape. Look at the effort to close. That's a finisher, man, Ty.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Pro Bowl. You know the Pro Bowl, how it's kind of slow, and then the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter when that check is on the line, Cam Jordan starts rushing hard, everybody starts bull rushing. This is what this reminds me of, this Polynesian Bowl game. It's starting to look like the Pro Bowl in the latter minutes of the game.
3 sacks now for Deuce Gerald. Some of the best draft-eligible players head to Mobile, Alabama for the chance to impress 32 NFL teams. Watch national championship game quarterbacks Will Howard and Riley Leonard, plus 2024 Heisman finalist Dylan Gabriel at the 76th Reese's Senior Bowl, Saturday, February 1st at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus. Well, this seems to be the perfect entree here tonight to what is going to be a spectacular next few days of football in this country.
We've got the playoffs in the NFL. Some of these young men are going to be playing in the East-West Shrine game, in the Reese's Senior Bowl in a couple years.
And that is a completion near the first down stick. Aaron Gregory on the catch.
No, he's behind the line of scrimmage. That was a fantastic tackle.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, near the original line of scrimmage, I should say. Alex Graham there making the stop defensively. That was a great response and reaction there by Graham.
Interesting set of play calls right here. You run the ball, then you get pressure, then you go short right here.
On a 3rd down and long.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's 4th down and 11. So to your point, Steve, that's very interesting that they didn't create plays or drop a play that would get more yardage on that play. Just to give you a better chance on a 4th down play that could be more like a 3rd down play call. I expected the ball to go down the field a little bit more on that 3rd down play.
Especially with the way the tight ends were working the center of the field early in the game, it's still there. So, again, the pressure has changed a little bit. Deuce Gerald has been a problem. He has been a significant problem. Wouldn't be surprised if he's hoisting that defensive MVP trophy after this game, but all they need is 10, right? They have to understand they don't have to score a touchdown here. Just get 11 yards, I should say. And they've got 2 timeouts, or 1 timeout left.
So it, for all intents and purposes, comes down to this play right here for Jaron Keave Sangupolutele and this Team Mauka. Looking to throw. Steps up. He's going to heave it. Has a man. It is caught. Winston Watkins falling down to the turf and keeping the Team Mauka hopes alive.
Wow, Winston Watkins has had a heck of a game, and what a catch right here. First off, look at the throw.
What a great adjustment.
Oh, and a little bit of an awkward twist of that right knee there for Winston Watkins. It looks like he's trying to stretch things out a little bit there on the sideline. Looks to be okay. 34-yard connection with 1 minute to go. This has been some fantastic theater.
This is great.
We started sitting down. Now we're all standing up. What a game.
And we cannot thank Kamehameha Schools Kapalama enough for once again the incredible hospitality, showing all of us the aloha spirit. This facility, which has been now for multiple years the home for this Polynesian Bowl event, they have upgraded with the video screen across the way. I mean, there are college stadiums that wish they had a video screen with the definition of what they have here at what is a high school stadium.
I mean, look, for this stadium to be hosting this type of finish, we had a great start, great finish. This facility, though, it's just breathtaking. You know, you come in, you see the views, you see everything they have. You see the students very involved in every aspect of putting on a showcase game like this. So the Kamehameha Schools, a great host. And, man, are they getting a game tonight.
Oh, yeah. A packed house once again. And everyone standing up, and no one's going anywhere at the moment.
A little background on Kamehameha Schools. It's so fitting that they're hosts to the Polynesian Bowl, because this is primary. You have to be native Hawaiian, of native Hawaiian ancestry, to come to this school. And so it's so fitting that they're the host to this game. It's beautiful.
Sangapolu Tele, how about that throw? Aaron Gregory at the hash makes the catch. And Team Mauka is very much in business here with still 54 seconds to play.
Wow, the two junior wide receivers for Team Mauka. Gregory and Keys, wow, have they shown up late.
22 yards on that hookup. And we're going to have a timeout. .54 seconds left here. Still waiting on official word as to who signaled for the timeout. It appears as though Team Mauka, in fact, did. And so that is their last timeout, Steve and Manti. 54 seconds left. What do you think?
Well, they may score and leave too much time on the clock. the way this shootout is going. But look, now this is going to be interesting to see how they call this. Manti, do you think they're going to call sidelines and just dink and dunk?
No, I think you have time. I think you have time, because in high school football, when you get a first down, the clock stops until the chain moves. So it's a little bit different from the NFL game where the clock continues to run. So if they get 10 more yards, the ball's on the 20 right now. If they can get another first down, and the clock will stop. So we'll see how they attack this Makai defense.
Sangapolu Tele with time, surveying downfield. Turns the body, throws, it got deflected, and it's picked off!
Wow!
Simeon Caldwell!
Result of the play is an interception.
Wow!
The four-star safety out of the state of Florida, uncommitted. And he may have sealed the deal here for Team Makai. The first INT of this Polynesian Bowl.
The previous play is under review. Ruling him an interception is being reviewed.
It was Deuce Geralds who was applying some of the pressure there in the backfield.
But looking at that replay, Caldwell looks like he caught it. I mean, the hand was underneath it when he rolled. You know, you saw what Sangapolu Tele was trying to do with the throw.
The ruling on the field is confirmed, interception.
But the deflection, the hit he took is what took it off, because if he was able to crank it up and wheel it, the receiver was open. Manti, like you said earlier, you don't want to throw across your body.
You don't want to throw across your body, especially as a left-hander going to your right. He has to switch his hips around. You saw that by Jaron having to switch his hips around, so it gives that defender time to close in on you even more. And again, to your Deuce Geralds, Steve. Deuce Geralds. If he doesn't get the defensive MVP for this game, I don't know who will.
Yeah, the way that ambitious pass attempt came out of the palm of Sangapolu Tele, it looked like it may have been tipped or deflected, but it actually came out clean. It was just a very difficult, high degree of difficulty pass.
A high degree, again, trying to throw it that way, left-handed. You know, you're seeing the celebration now to Carrion Moore, who had the spectacular play, the game-winning catch, having a little fun. So Kanoa, we know Manti's got to go down and do some work on the field. We're going to see him in just a minute. But what a finish to this game. The stars really shone brightest when the sun went down.
Yeah, this was a fun one. This was as much a game with the high entertainment factor as we have seen in the history of this Polynesian Bowl event.
Yeah, I mean, it started out like gangbusters, and then the defense has really settled in. Here we go. Team
we got
Mackay.
a lot to settle here. Who's going to be the offensive and defensive MVPs? All of that to come here from Honolulu, Hawaii.